Hey everybody, Orpheolus here. Welcome back to our Pokemon Sword and Shield. Last time, we explored Wedgehurst Town and got ourselves some Pokemon along the way because we got the ability to catch Pokemon from the Pokédex we got from Sonia. And this time, we're going to be heading on out to Route 2 and exploring this a little bit further. Route 2, indeed. So starting up here, we get ourselves new Pokemon. I'm just going to sneak up on this Nickit. So yeah, so once again, we're going to be trying to catch them all. Mostly catching will be off screen because who wants to see me catch them all? If you want to see me catch them all, go to my Twitch channel. The entire VOD's there. And I was also doing like a challenge also with that. Main thing I want to do though before getting started is that Route 2 does not have the 100% catch advantage that Route 1 did. Oh yeah, Flahair also learned Quick Attack too at some point. I think level 8 learned it. Oh no, oh no. Quick Attack from a Nickit. So little damage. Yeah, so generally about half will be about the threshold need for Route 2 Pokemon. Route 1, just throw a Pokemon, you're good. So Route 2, they're stepping up a bit, which is going to be how it's going to be going throughout forward. There will be some more intricacies later on, but I'll save that for when we're out later on. So, get ourselves some more levels up there for Grubbin. Grubbin, I think, evolves to level 22 or something really outrageous there, so it'll be a while before we can use its evolution. Alright then, so, with that all done, we get ourselves a new Pokemon that I'm not going to be using. Okay, getting started here on Pokemon for Route 2. First up is Choodle. Choodle is an interesting water-type Pokemon. As the Pokemon evolves at a low level and becomes very physical based like most other turtle-type Pokemon. It benefits a lot from its abilities, which come in pretty strong. The main one that I really like is Strong Jaw. It's easily its best ability because it helps out with moves such as Bite. Shell Armor is also a really good ability for helping out its diversity because Shell Armor prevents it from taking any crits. Combined with pretty good defense makes it a pretty solid Pokemon. Its hidden ability all around is pretty meh. It evolves level 24 into Dreadnought, which is a pretty good Pokemon. High attack, decent defenses, and actually just slow specials in general. Its speed is generally alright. As for moves, it can learn quite a few moves. Lockjaw is pretty meh for a signature move, and I kind of prefer Crunch in the TR department, but still very good because of Strong Jaw making it hit very hard for moves like Crunch and such. For TRs, you can access some pretty strong moves such as Liquidation, a few good TMs and TR moves. It's generally pretty nice. Its typing is alright. Rock has a lot of weaknesses, and Quad weakness to Grass is pretty meh. But overall, Choodle will serve you well. I've used one before, and it worked pretty well. Next up is Yamper. Yamper in its base form is pretty cute, but just decent. It starts out slow and defensive with pretty decent defenses. It evolves level 25 which will help it out quite a bit, but still pretty far ways out. Ball Fetch is useful in case a Pokeball fails for catching, but it's too gimmicky to be useful in my opinion. When it evolves into Bolton, it gains a huge surge in speed. Stat-wise, it's very similar to Manectric in a little bit, except instead of mix attacking, it focuses a lot on just physical attacking. Its main ability though is Strong Jaw, which is very helpful for moves like Crunch and such, and pretty decent moves like Wild Charge and Play Rough for its moves. While competitive can be pretty decent for a hidden ability, it's not really too useful because it's more of a physical attacker, which does kind of hinder it quite a bit. As for other moves, it can't learn many such moves in general. As for TMs and TRs, it can learn a couple moves, but not really super diverse. The big thing though is that it's better for pretty much just starting out just sparking and nuzzling everything. For Paralysis, it's really good for catching early game. That's the main benefit about using Yamper. And then Bolton evolves into a pretty decent electric type Pokemon. Generally though, I'm not a huge fan of it. Next up is Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon really adapted to its goo nature because it went from cute to all-out metal. As a Pokemon is Route 1 Wonder Trash Pokemon that can learn many good H-Stones, but H-Stones are gone. However, it got a huge buff in Obstagoon, a new Pokemon from Galar. Yeah, I love these Galarian forms. The line is traditionally fast and more defensive. It holds true for Obstagoon. It doesn't gain much for its speed stat as Linoon did. but it has very good defenses, attack, and HP, making up for a very well-rounded Pokemon. Its abilities are also pretty decent, with its best being Guts. As for moves, oh boy, it can learn some really strong moves. Obstruct is a good Protect move, Cross Chop, Night Slash, Elemental Punches, and a few good TRs too. It's a very well-rounded Pokemon. Only major downside is that it has a huge weakness to fighting. Those sort kind of helps out with fighting since fighting is pretty physical based and evolves at night, which time evolutions can be a bit rough depending on where you are and where you live, but it does help out because some points of the game do force time of day. And I guess the last major benefit is that it does have pickup. Hooray! Next up is Seedot. Seedot is sword exclusive, rarely in the grass. You'll be able to find them more commonly heading out into the wild area. Oh boy, it's a decent grass type Pokemon. Main draw Seedot is that it's a very fast evolver. Though some minor sequence breaks, you can get Shiftry super early, which is helpful. Starts out weak with a crappy move pool until Nuzleaf is obtained, and it gets some better moves. And although tricky can be used, it can learn the move reminder to, well, pick up a few moves from Seedot. That's where things get super broken. If you know what you're doing, you can get yourself a, well, I guess you can't get the Leaf Stone until the first gym, but oh boy, Leaf Stone will be available pretty early, all things considered. And at level 14, you can get Explosion on Nuzleaf. It pretty much one-shots everything that's not like Ghost type. And then, as you evolve it into Nuzleaf with the Leaf Stone, it can learn all the moves from Nuzleaf. So yeah, you get some strong moves there, such as Explosion, Leaf Blade, Sucker Punch, Hurricane to help out right out of the gates. Endgame moves learned at level 14. It has a wide selection of TMs in TRC, which holds out pretty good late game. The main downside though is that it has very bad typing. Dark Grass has 7 weaknesses, including aquatic weakness to more common types. Is not a great thing. But all things considered, this Pokemon is literally a Disc 1 nuke. 100 attack and special attack is nothing to sneeze at. As for Pokemon Shield users, you get yourself Lotad, the better of the two in my opinion. Very great typing. Water Grass gives it a lot of resistances, only 3 weaknesses that are not really super common. You evolve super early like Shiftry, except the Water Stone is a little bit more difficult to get to, but able to get it earlier than, I guess with Sequence Break. Earlier you can get it compared to Nuzleaf. Oh boy, get some really good moves. Lunbrace picks up the slack a little bit over Lotad. Lotad doesn't really have much, but it does have access to Teeter Dance and Fake Out. Not quite explosive as Seedot. Most of its better moves aren't until late, but once you get yourself a Water Stone, we got a nuke. It learns some pretty good moves. It's a very well-rounded Pokemon with good specials, decent speed, and you get yourself a very good Pokemon. As for moves of Ludicolo with Move Reminder, Zen Headbutt, Energy Ball, Hydro Pump, and Giga Drain are all pretty strong in access to a few TRs. It's a very nice Pokemon. Main downside is that TM-less isn't really that great as its TRs, and TRs are pretty, but all around, it's a very good Pokemon to use, and it'll help you out a lot for the early game. And lastly, here in the tall grass, we get ourselves Purloin. No, don't use it, okay? Stay away from it. It is terrible. Like, I consider it one of the worst Pokemon. It is super frail with mass physical stats. It has good speed, that's it. Its main gimmick is to get in, do some damage with some fast moves like Fake Out, Sucker Punch, and all that stuff, and don't die. It is super frail, even in Light Bird, it's still very meh. It can learn a few decent TMs and TRs, and its level up pool is pretty decent with Sucker Punch and Night Slash pretty late. It's a very subpar. Bolton has better stats in every department, only difference is that Fake Out, which isn't much of a benefit. There are loads of better Pokemon, and much like Nickit, it's best not to bother. Just stay away. Now, with all the explanation out of the way, now we're free to explore this route. This route is very linear in nature. So yeah, I'm just going back here because no reason. Oh yeah, Rookidee. I'm not really going to bother. Yeah, I've used Rookidee before, and they're pretty alright. Yeah, so there are quite a few things along the pathway that we will try to go to, but I'm not going to focus too much, but yeah. Alright, we've got here Seedot! Pokemon I kind of wanted to look for because Seedots are just broken. You're going on to C-Team. C-Team meaning, I'll just evolve you and call it good. We are able to catch Nuzleafs pretty early on. I want Explosion, okay? What? I love destroying the game and destroying all sense of game balance, okay? Oh yeah, I can learn Absorb too. So yes, for the early game, you're free to catch as many Pokemon as you want, as long as you have the Pokeballs. I believe once you have Pokeballs, you're able to buy them from the store. 20 is a good amount for the early game. And if you get yourself like a pre-order bonus, you get like 100 Quick Balls or 100 Pokeballs, something stupid like that. It's very busted, but even that's not really too hard of a game. So one thing to note though is that once you run out of Pokemon, you're only able to carry 6 at a time. Don't need to give it a nickname, but you are able to send it to the party or the box, so if you don't want to use a Pokemon, you're free to send it to the box, such as Hoothoot, I don't want you. So you're free to send Pokemon to the box, so that's really all I want to do. So, along the pathway, it looks like a kid wants to fight. Before we do so though, I do want to go ahead and head on to potions. You can go into the menu and restore naturally from there, so here's a potion there. And call it good. So I guess going forward, you can go ahead and view other stats. I'm just curious if any of these are any decent. Oh, you are going to be super good. So yeah, so one thing that you can look onto the natures though, is that red means that the stat is increasing, while the blue is decreasing. So special attack up, attack down, on a very busted special sweeper. You're going to go to the C team, you're going to be B team, maybe A team, I don't know. And C dots, yeah, so that's generally it. Next is a well-rounded Pokemon. Wooloo, good defense, low speed. So you can just see the other stats that the Pokemon has. I just wanted to heal up because we get ourselves our first trainer battle. It's common manners for Pokemon trainers to battle when their eyes meet. So we have ourselves our first trainer battle against youngster Jake, setting up a Squavette. Yeah, so trainer battles, you cannot run from them, and they'll give out money once you win. Yeah, so generally, you want to fight all the trainers in the game. It's just a general rule of thumb. Fighting means that you'll get stronger, and yeah. And you also get money from it too, though there's a lot of free money ways you can get money. I generally like fighting them all. That's generally how you roll through things, because some trainers can be missable, but it's good just for experience, and also get knowledge of where Pokemon lie, because you can look up areas in the Pokedex. Yeah, down goes Squavette. And also you get a lot of experience too. You might also get to see our first evolution too. Whenever there's a strong trainer, I always look right at them. Well, I mean, you are in the required pathway, and Pokemon games are known for being very linear. So here we get ourselves a split pathway. We can go up here and get ourselves 2 free potions along the pathway, and trainer tips. Pokemon can gain experience by battling other Pokemon. Experience helps them grow stronger, and your Pokemon will still get experience even if they catch the Pokemon you are battling against. So one other thing about experience is that you get full experience if they participate in the battle, but if they're just chilling out, they get like 25% experience, I think, 25 or 50. Yeah, we get ourselves 3 more Pokeballs here. Very nice and dandy. So coming on forward, you don't always have to fight the trainers. So yeah, this trainer's looking the pathway, but you can just sneak behind him by going that way, but I want my experience, okay? Cute and strong Pokemon, together in combination. As for how I'm going to be going through things, again, these first few episodes are going to be very tutorial based. I don't want to get out of here because I don't know if you have a water type move or not. But that's the benefit of having multiple Pokemon. So going on forward, you are just about dead. I'm just trying to think here. You know what? We'll do with Grubbin. So you're free to switch out as you see fit. Yes, this is a water type Pokemon, meaning it won't fare too well. Since I'm fire type, yeah. What do I want to do here? You know what? I kind of want to go, yeah, Vice Grip. You have decent enough attack, I think. Never mind, you have bad attack. So yeah, it's really good to switch train. This is kind of what I'm doing here, is that switch training is a viable method you can do. Just so that way Pokemon can get more experience when they participate in battle. Even though you can just have them, send them out, say hi, take a couple hits, And then move on to the next Pokemon. Choodle is a defense-based Pokemon. All my Pokemon are physical-based, so Choodle's going to last a little bit longer. I don't think you have a Water-type move, but I don't trust myself. Yeah, so here's Wooloo. Wooloo is a very defensive Pokemon, so not going to take a lot of damage. But it's also pretty slow. As for other things, if a trainer is not required, more than likely I'm going to skip them unless something big happens. Yeah, this here is stab taking effect. Yeah, for the most part I'm just going to be skipping battles. Yeah, that went by a whole lot better. So yeah, as you can kind of see the experience going forward. Like, for example, Caterpie and Wooloo. Wooloo participated in the battle, so Wooloo got double experience. Caterpie only got half of it. Flahair is lower leveled. Grubbin got a lot of experience. Nice. Yeah, pretty nice amount of experience. Level 7 now. They learned in Sonich and Grubbin 7. Nice and dandy. Sorry, are we cute or nothing more? It's more. It looks like our strength still has a ways to go. Reading's hard, okay? I'm used to quiet speedruns. Just not talking, focusing on the run, and not dying. So right over here is the last trainer, so we are able to engage as far away as we can. The trainer will not run up to you. Hooray for not having to talk to the trainers all the time. Alright, setting up Blipbug. Hooray, so as long as they don't use special moves, I should be fine. Yeah, so I haven't really gone through this game all too much. I think this is my 4th playthrough of the game. I mean, it's more than my other Xenoblade Let's Play, which was like my 2nd time for Xenoblade 2. Yeah, I've used all the servers before, and out of all of them, I think Grookey was my favorite to use. Grookey and Scorbunny were both really fun to use. Salvo was alright. Alright, setting up Nickit. I don't need to switch out because Nickit is bad. I gotta deal with Quick Attack, but I can also use Quick Attack too. So I guess Quick Attack is a little bit of priority. For example, if I use Quick Attack, then I have higher priority than non-Quick Attack moves. So with that, I'm able to hit Nickit before it could hit me. There we go. Damn, that Cedar has no defense. I guess no specials. Lose to wild Pokemon, lose to many trainers. Alright then, so we're done here. So we're free to go about here, and this goes into the next thing. So in previous Pokemon games, if we have ourselves a, we have to go find a fishing rod to go fishing. However though, if you see shadows lurking in the water, you'll face the shadow and press A to cast your line, and try to catch up a fish. If your fishing rod shakes, press A to reel it in, and you get yourself a Pokemon fight. It's the glorious Magikarp! So yeah, required by every Pokemon game, it's required by law to have Magikarp. So this is not really too much, I'll just go over the BIOS here. Magikarp is broken as hell. So the main thing about Magikarp is that it has no attack stat. It gets no stats whatsoever, except for defense and speed. Its only move is Splash until level 15. Level 15... yeah, it's not really super great until 15, but after that, it learns Tackle, which means it can hold itself out a little bit more. At level 20, it evolves into Gyarados. Gyarados is where it's at. Great attack, good special defense and speed. And it is a force to be reckoned with. Automatically worth the wait. Plus, you can have it just chilling out in the back of your party, not doing anything, get all the experience that you want for it. Oh boy. And that's not even getting to the fun part about Gyarados and why it's so absolutely disgustingly broken. So yeah, so if you want to catch a Pokemon, you got to step away for a bit, and then eventually the waters will respawn very easily. So there's some Pokemon out there, Arrokuda and Barraskewda you can find. That'll be the next battle, but just wrapping up the glorious Magikarp. Oh boy. What else is there good about Gyarados? Well, at level 21, it learns Waterfall. 80 base power, chance to flinch. Crunch at level 24, and Ice Fang via move reminder. It is a monster, and for once it can learn flying moves. Flying, for the longest time it cannot learn a single flying type move. Well, you can learn Bounce on the pass, but Bounce is easier to get now in the game. You can teach a Hurricane via level up. It's pretty good to level 2. If you love raiding, oh boy, Gyarados is great. It has the ability to Intimidate, which checks about half of Galar because most of Galar is all physical-based Pokemon. So lowering the attack stat of Pokemon makes it a lot more survivability. High attack, I just can't say enough about it. Its main weakness is that it's weak to electric, but it can learn Earthquake to counter that. It's generally fast in general, and it has good special defense to counter a lot of that. And Rocket Guess, but water moves exist to really counter that. It is a very strong Pokemon to use, and it's worth a rate. So yeah. There's a reason why Magikarp Power is one of my favorite tropes in gaming. Because after all that effort, you can tear through mons in seconds. Alright then, so I'm going to catch more Pokemon because there's one Pokemon out here that I do want to go try to find. Alright, it's not really appearing up for it, but you can see the Pokemon I'm trying to fish for over there, and that is Aeroscuda, since, well, we get ourselves a beautiful bench here. And the atmosphere and the scenery here is just beautiful, so moving on over to Aeroscuda. It's not quite as strong as Gyarados, but still a really strong Pokemon. It is a Lightning Bruiser. Fast and good attack, no defense stats. Its ability is alright, great for the rain I guess, but it's already super fast as it is, so it doesn't really need it. Its hidden ability is pointless because everything is single battle, so yeah. Takes a bit to evolve into Barrascuda, but Barrascuda is a super fast attacker. 136 speed is nothing to sneeze at. Plus it has good attack stat too. Main downside about Barrascuda is that it does not have much for a move pool. Liquidation and Crunch is pretty much all it has, and it's pretty late to do so. It does not have too much else, so you'll be relying a lot more on its TRs. So it's going to be using pretty much Dive and Aqua Jet for stab outside TRs for quite a while. As for TRs, you can learn a decent amount of TRs for it to use. TM pool is also pretty decent, but has a very rough ride. Then again, if you're competing against Gyarados, yeah, it's very hard to compete, but still Aeroscuda is a pretty good Pokemon to use, just it takes a bit. So, with those all done, oh boy, that was quite a few bios to do, but yeah, I think I made Orpheolus bad. Well, I made Orpheolus feel mad, so with that, we get ourselves a Repel. Repels, I'm just going to say, don't bother with Repels. Repels are useless in this game because you can sneak past everything with ease. So yeah, so here we get ourselves Repel, and that prevents any level Pokemon from jumping out at you for a while. Which means that's, well, just those exclamation points. Ooh, this goes into, can I get the Rookidee? So you might notice that Rookidee had an aura to it. I guess you could say it's feeling very JoJo-ish. So this goes into, well, stronger Pokemon, since sometimes you'll get those rare Pokemon. That means that they do believe have a perfect IV and something. And they're generally going to be a lot tougher to take down. Plus level 7's also pretty up there too. I'm not liking those leaders, but I'll take it. If you're able to defeat or catch one of these strong aura Pokemon, you get yourself some Watts. Watts will be useful in a bit. There we go. Rookidee's caught. I'm not going to add it to the team, since I do have a Corvus Squire routed in. Yay for experience! And it looks like we get ourselves our first evolution. So once a threshold has been met, a Pokemon is capable of evolving. You can press B to cancel the evolution, but things just got a whole lot harder. Goodbye, Caternies. Alright, it's waiting for its moment to evolve. As a sage, it can only harden, so it remains motionless to avoid attack. And learn how to harden. And I guess Rookidee too. So yeah, when you meet, yeah, you can get Pokédex updates. It's not really too relevant. So we get ourselves 140 watts for that. So if you see a strong Pokemon out there, feel free to take it on. Yeah, sure, they might hurt a little bit more, but generally don't worry about it. They're experienced fodder. Look, there's a professor. So you have unraveled all the secrets of the Dynamax phenomena yet? Oh goodness no, the whole thing is still full of questions. I hoped that my granddaughter would take over my research, but... Jeremy, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice my guests. My name is Magnolia. Welcome, young trainers. Now come, let's head indoors. Why, Hop dear, I see Willow has made some new friends. And you must be Orph. I trust you received the Pokédex from Sonia. I'm sure you'll have it completed in no time. You must already know about the Dynamaxing, right, Orph? Professor Magnolia has been doing research into the Dynamax phenomena for years and years. And it takes a proper understanding of the thing if you plan on using Dynamax to the fullest. There you go again, Leon, always talking about Pokemon. There are other things that are worth knowing about too, you know. Like how many types of tea there are. Hey, Professor, do us a favor, would you? Help me convince Lee he should endorse us for the gym challenge. Oh, Leon, why wouldn't you endorse them? Hop and Morph only just started out as Pokemon trainers. There's still loads they don't know yet. Dearie, I thought your dream was to have everyone in the Galar region become strong trainers, isn't that right? Well, yeah, you're not wrong. That goal is precisely the reason I gave both of them Pokemon, in fact. Right then, in that case, how about this? Let's see if the two of you can show me a brilliant battle that I'm left with no choice but to endorse you. And don't worry, I'll make sure both of your teams are in good shape before the battle starts. Right, I'll be outside, Orph. Alright then, so we got ourselves another battle to take care of. Now remember, be sure to give everything you've got. That's the best thing you can do for your Pokemon and for yourself too. So yeah, so we're free to explore the rest of this house. It's a pretty nice house, all things considered. Do what plants would want instead of what you want. If you keep that in mind, plants will grow. Yes. Alright, plant with a gentle fragrance. Pokemon like it too. Yeah, so a little bit of botany here. So you're free to explore this house. However, though, there's not really much to note. Except for upstairs, there's loads of books that are very difficult to read. Some of them are collections of Magnolia's research. And inside here, we have ourselves Sonia's room. Hairdryer and barrel dryer seem to have been left laying around without being put away. So yeah, and a curious looking map over there too, I guess. No idea what that is all about, but it might be of some use someday. Just something I just noticed. There's some scientific journals and fashion magazines mixed in with some old books. Because this here is Sonia's room, so... yeah, Sonia lives here. You might see the connection there, so we're free to explore more of Magnolia's house. And upon doing so, we can head onto the backside and get ourselves a yellow Pokeball. What might this be? It's the TM57 Payback. Our first TM, which is a good TM too. User soars power then attacks. If the user moves after the target, its attack power will be doubled. So it's a pretty good move. So TMs are infinite use. So if you have a Pokemon that can learn a TM, feel free to teach it, such as Seedot here. Seedot can go ahead and learn Payback. I don't personally need it, but it's there if you want to. Okay, so feel free to look to see what moves you can learn. And up outside here, somewhere, I think it's back here. Now we get ourselves a Great Ball. Higher success rate than regular Pokeballs. I swear one of these flower pots had something in it. Here we go. Bottle of fresh water. Restores only 30 HP. Yeah, in Gen 7, items like lemonade and fresh water, they got nerfed. Hurry it up, Orph. You've got to battle me so I can get myself to that endorsement. I don't want to. Hurry it up, Orph. You gotta battle me if I can get that endorsement. Okay, fine. Prepare to get curb stomped. I'm going to become the greatest Pokemon trainer there is. And to do that, I need that endorsement to take part in the gym challenge. Come at me with everything you've got so we can prove to Lee that we've got what it takes. Of course. I'm rather interested in seeing how you two young trainers battle too. Listen up, you two. The reason I'm unbeatable is because I have learned from every battle I see or take part in. That's how I've gotten to where I am today. You'll show me something good in this battle. It's time for my legend to begin. And here we get ourselves our second battle against Hop. Hop now has 3 Pokemon at his disposal. First up is Wooloo, level 6, run away for the ability with Tackle and Growl. So Wooloo has gained a little bit of traction. Have you got a little bit stronger? Me and my team will put you to the test. Alright then, so Wooloo doesn't... It's not really too bad of a Pokemon. Go ahead and do that. Oh no, a Tackle when I'm like 5 levels above you because I've been doing a little bit of extra training on the side. Alright, Wooloo is gone. Alright, get level ups all around. Don't really care too much. Alright, next up he's going to send out Grookey. Already? Alright then, so here we get ourselves Grookey. Grookey's level 8 if you start with Score Bunny, Overgrow for the ability with Scratch, Growl, and Branch Poke. Otherwise, Score Bunny if you start with Sobble, level 8, Blaze for the ability, Tackle, Growl, Ember, and Sobble if you started with Grookey, level 8, Torrent for the ability, Pound, Growl, and Water Gun. So, doesn't stand too much of a chance. Let's go ahead and use an Ember. Well, look at you, seems you already learned your type matchups. Yes, we did. Have a taste of our true power. Our green power just keeps on growing stronger. Alright, and we get poked in the eye. Yeah, so I don't know if Hop will say this or not, but if you get a critical hit during his first battle, it's like beginner's luck. That's a nice little Easter egg there. Yeah, he will call out your lucky shenanigans. Then again, crits are like a 6%, 612, something like that. Oh wow, Seedot's really growing fast. Alright, and lastly, setting up Rookity. It'll be a close one, that's exactly my sort of match. Hey, I still got 5 other Pokemon. Oh well, lastly, he sends up Rookity level 5, a nerf for the ability, Clear and Pack. Let's send this guy packing. Yeah, not really standing much of a chance. Then again, early game battles are not that hard. Alright, and away we go. Hey, level up for Metapod. Oof. Gutted that I lost, but I expected nothing less from my rival. I even got my Pokeball throw perfect too. The sting of defeat and the joy of victory. I guess going through both is the key to the two of us getting stronger, right? Orf, huh. Well, after seeing a match like that one, I suppose I've little choice but to give both of you an endorsement as champion. Yes, thanks Lee. I swear I'm going to win my way through the gym challenge to reach you. You may both be still young, and plenty rough around the edges, but it was a proper battle. Charles and I were both feeling the excitement in every last cell of our bodies. Hop, you've always tended to get caught up in things like how you throw your Pokeball out. Things that have nothing to do with real strength. Honestly, I've been worried about you still obsessing over that sort of nonsense, but it seems you have grown a bit, little brother. And I'd like to see some more thrilling Pokemon battles out of you two, Orf. Alright, Orf. You and me are going to train up against one another to aim for that championship title. Absolutely. And the more we keep battling against one another, the more our Pokemon will grow. Huh? What's that? Or would you look at this? They're wishing stars. Yes, there are 2 of them. We should take one yourself. With one of these, my Pokemon can Dynamax. They're going to be massive, yes. Trust you to pull something like this. They say wishing stars fall down for those who have a true wish in their heart, you know. I'll be the greatest trainer ever. I will be the greatest trainer ever. I will be the greatest trainer ever! There, I said it 3 times, so surely my wish will come true now, right? Don't be silly, Hop. Those wishing stars are composed of a curious sort of rock containing unknown power. They're one of the most precious resources we have here in the Galar region. But they won't do a thing for you in that state. Give them to me now, and I'll have you sorted. Ah, right. You've done heaps of research in the Dynamax phenomenon, have you, Professor? Then please, give Orphan me the power to Dynamax our Pokemon. We've got to battle against that mad Pokemon in the Slumbering World, and now this. It feels like we're getting caught up in the adventure of a lifetime. I do understand your excitement, young man, but don't get carried away. You still want to save your energy for tomorrow's journey. Seems I've come back home in time for all that excitement. Hey, you lot. Wait, blah. I cannot talk today. Hey, you lot. Why not have some dinner? You might be hungry, right? I've been totally obsessed with making the latest trendy curries. It's morning at last, and our adventure is about to truly start. Good morning, you young challengers. Hop, is it true that you really met some Pokemon you didn't recognize? Is there anything more you can tell me about it? Well, there's this weird heavy fog, and this even weirder Pokemon appeared. Orph tried to fight it off, but then I think we both passed out or something. It's all pretty hazy. A right font of information you are. Orph, Hop, these are for you. Those are your Dynamax bands. I made them by fitting the wishing stars you found last night into those bands. Thanks, Professor, this is brilliant. It's just like the ones Lee has on him, too. Now we can Dynamax a Pokemon like he does. My word, you don't waste any time, do you? I think you'll find it not so simple as that. There are a number of conditions you must meet if you hope to Dynamax your Pokemon and take on that gigantic form. Now, don't be afraid to go to all the sorts of places and meet all sorts of Pokemon. It'll help fill out your Pokédex too. My legend of my reign is finally about to begin. Come on, Orph. I'll beat you to the station. Alright, now we're free to head on out. The strange Pokemon in the Slumbering World. I don't know, I got an uneasy feeling for some reason. Don't be afraid to go all sorts of places, meet all sorts of Pokemon. Alright then, so we're free to go on ahead and head on back. Yeah, so just heading on back. Nothing really else heading on back. One last thing before we race, Orph. See, I've got some great advice for you. Hey, yeah, you know how sometimes you see Pokemon running about in the tall grass, yeah? If you move really slow-like and crouch down, this Pokemon won't pay you any notice. But on the other hand, if you whistle at them, they'll be sure to catch your attention. If you're a bit rubbish at whistling, just remember this. Need a fail-proof trick? Press left stick. Try it out and see you can catch the most Pokemon, Orph. You remember what's your station, right? Where you picked up Lee before. That'll be the goal, so see you there. So yeah, so we're free to just whistle at Pokemon. They'll come investigate you, and some hostile Pokemon will try to fight you, but not really too much of a thing. So now we're heading on back to the station. Nothing really else here except Yamper! Bingo! Yamper was caught. Huzzah! Alright, give me my delicious experience. Flahair is level 12. Perfect. Learns Double Kick? Heck yeah. Double Kick's a pretty good move pretty early on. 2-hit move, I'm never going to be using Growl. Alright, we got Double Kick. It's a pretty good fighting type move. Helps out with a lot of the early game normal type Pokemon, so yeah. No need to give a nickname. I'm actually not going to be using Yamper at all. But Yamper is really good for catching Pokemon. Much like Orpheolus said. So again, nothing really else too much. I think that Yamper spawns after you've cleared out the events there. So yeah, just hang on back here. I guess there's a Chittle here. Yeah, Chittle's a little bit more of a hostile Pokemon and will chase after you. Oh no, being chased by turtles. So yeah, so Pokemon that are level 8 will appear. Pretty nice time to catch them, but not really too much. And I've been kind of enjoying these past few episodes. Oh, one thing I haven't quite mentioned yet since, well, I kind of mentioned a little bit, but not really. People complain that Pokemon Sword and Shield is lackluster in terms of its design, but come on. You're going down to a lakefront and just getting this magnificent view. Route 2 is actually my favorite route in the game, and yeah, all that water there, we'll get to that later on. And that water is pretty much the reason why Route 2 is my favorite route in the game. It's a really good tutorial route too. But again, we'll get to that later on. Now I need to go ahead and conclude the episode off because my voice is getting a little rough. Yeah, you can just see off all the way off into the distance. Yeah, they put a lot of their time and effort to the non-wild areas. We're bringing Pokemon blah. Okay, I need to conclude the episode off because I've lost all my cognition. Come on, Orph. You'll never beat me to the station at this pace. I have to explain things, okay? And I have to go with my 3 frames per second smooth brain, okay? Alright then, so Hop is ready to head off to the station. So I think this will be a good time to conclude the episode off. So, we did pretty alright this episode. We did a little bit of okay. I'm good. I'm done for the day. We explored we explored Route 2, got ourselves some Dynamax bands, and we're ready to head out to the next area. So next time in Pokemon Sword and Shield, we depart out to new lands and truly get this exploration and get this adventure started. I'll see you all then.